All right, guys, welcome back to week 9, which we are doing on NTI again this week. We're going to be starting a new project in graphic arts. You guys learned how to use the pen tool last week, so this week we're going to be starting on a project where you guys are going to be continuing to use the pen tool. You're going to have 3 assignments. The first 2 are progression grades, and then the last one is a mastery grade. And you're going to be combining the work that you do for all of these assignments together for your mastery grade this week. So we're going to be starting with the assignment that says do first words that describe you. And you guys can see that's it for a progression grade. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up by clicking on view assignment. And the instructions say, what words describe you or do you identify with? Think of 10 to 15 positive words that you identify with or that describe you. Or, if you prefer, you can research the words or lyrics of a school appropriate song or poem that describes you or that you identify with. You're going to type these words onto the attached Google document. So you guys can see up here, you've got a Google document that I have assigned to you, and this is where you're going to be typing in these words. Remember that we did a identity worksheet in class before we went to NTI where you guys had a little portrait that you filled in with different words that describe you. So you're doing something similar here, only this time you're using 10 to 15 positive words. So you're going to be thinking about what words could you use to describe you? What kinds of nouns or adjectives best describe who you are as a person, the things that you are interested in, the things that describe your personality, or like it says in the instructions, if there's a song that you really connect with or relate to or identify with, or a poem that you relate to, you can use the words from that song or poem instead of coming up with your own words. And you can do that by clicking on a new tab and doing a Google search of that song or that poem and looking for the words. And you can copy those words and you can paste that into the Google document that I have assigned to you. So that's what you're going to be doing for this first assignment. That's a pretty easy thing. That shouldn't take you more than maybe 5 to 15 minutes, depending on how much thought you put into it. So the second thing that you're going to be doing is you're going to go to the do second assignment that says self-portrait silhouette. So we're going to go ahead and open that up and take a look at it. So this assignment here has 3 steps that you're going to be following to complete this progression grade. Step 1 says to take a photo portrait of yourself using the camera on your device. You can take a photo from the front or from the side. See examples below. So this is the wrong example. So here's an example of taking a picture of yourself from the front, right here in the middle, or from the side. And you can take it from the left side or the right side. You can think about what you want to do and which direction you want to take your picture from, but it should look like one of these 3 pictures. I did add a hint here that says taking a photo from the side has more detail for the final product that we're doing. So if you're taking a picture from the side, you can see more of the nose and the lips because we are going to be creating a silhouette of this portrait that you're taking using the pen tool. So where it says step 2, it says open your photo in photop.com or Photoshop. We are going to be using photop.com since we are doing remote learning this week and most of you guys don't have access to the Photoshop program. So you're going to be using photop.com to use the pen tool to trace the outline of your portrait. So you're using that pen tool that we practiced with last week when we made the Batman logo, and you're going to be tracing the photograph that you're taking of yourself. When you're done tracing your portrait, you're going to use the fill. Remember, the fill tool fills your trace with the pen tool in with color, and you're going to fill it in with the color black. And when you're finished, it should look like a silhouette or shadow of your portrait. So I've got 2 examples. Here's one that was done from the front. So this person took the photograph of themselves from the front, and then they used the pen tool to trace around the outside of that portrait And then once they finished tracing, they filled that in with this black color to create a silhouette portrait. And here's another example of the same thing, only done from the side. So you guys can see how there's a little bit more detail here when you do it from the side. But I will leave that choice up to you. You guys can do it from the side or you can do it from the front. Once you are finished tracing your portrait, you're going to turn the layer that has your picture off. So you just have the black silhouette of your portrait, and you're going to save your work as a JPEG, and you're going to upload that to the assignment by clicking on Add or Create and uploading that work to this assignment. So again, make sure that you are turning your photo layer off by clicking on the eyeball icon on your list of layers, and then saving your work as a JPEG. So again, this is only about maybe a 10 to 15 minute assignment. Shouldn't take you too long. And that's what you're doing second this week. And then finally, you're going to be working on your mastery grade. So you're actually going to be combining the work that you've done from this assignment and that identity assignment. And you're going to be putting that all together for this final assignment, which is the identity word portrait. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up. Remember, this one says due third. So this is the one that you're doing last this week. Click on view assignment to see the instructions. So first we're going to look at the example. This is what we're making this week. So you're combining the words from that first assignment that you decided to come up with that you relate to or that you identify with. And then you're combining those words with the portrait that you traced with the pen tool to create this really nice identity word portrait. We're going to be using a website called wordart.com to create this identity word portrait. So I have all of your instructions written right here, but I'll go over it with you. So the instructions say to create an identity word portrait using the silhouette that you created in the self-portrait silhouette assignment and the words that you chose to describe you from the words that describe you assignments. You're combining those two artifacts together, the words and the silhouette that you traced. You're going to use the wordart.com website linked below to create your word portrait using the following steps. So again, this website is linked down here. If you click on it, that takes you to this WordArt website. So step one says to open the wordart.com website, and then you're going to hit the create button. So you can either hit this create button right here or this create now button. And that's going to take you to the setup screen to begin working on your word portrait. Step two says to click on the button that says words and then click the button that says import. So right here, words is right here, this button. And then we're going to go down to where it says import and we're going to click on that. That's going to open a new screen. And this is where you're going to copy and paste all of the words from your first assignment. So that was the words that you identify with assignment, either 10 to 15 words that you feel you relate to or describe you, or the words from a song or poem that you think describes you. So you're copying and pasting those words here into that box. Step three, once you have finished copying and pasting your words to that box, you're going to click on import words. And then step three says to click on the shapes button. So that's this one right here. So this is where we're going to create the shape of your word portrait. It says to click on the green add image button and upload your self-portrait silhouette JPEG file. So remember, you saved that self-portrait silhouette that you made from assignment number 2. So you're going to come to where it says shapes, and then you're going to go to this green add image button, and it's going to allow you to open an image from your computer. And you're going to click on this button. It's going to open the file window on your computer, and you can upload the JPEG of the silhouette that you traced of the picture you took of yourself here. And then you're going to hit load. And I think I have an example already here. Let me see if I can find it. Yep, here we go. Okay, so here's my example that I used. And then we're going to hit OK. And that's how to upload the portrait for your silhouette. All right, next, step 4 says to click on the button that says font to choose what font you want to use for your words. If you want to use a specific font for each word, click on the words button and you can edit each word's font manually. So that you go to fonts right here, and there's all these different kinds of fonts that you can use to create your word portrait. Lots of different fonts to choose from. When you select this font, all of the words that you uploaded will be in the same font. If you want your words to be in different fonts, you can come back to the words box and you can change the font for each of the words that you've uploaded. So you can just click on the font and then you can choose a different font for each one. All right, so I'm changing just like a different font for each one of these example words that's here. Okay. Step 5 says to click the button that says layout to choose what direction your words will be placed in. So if we go down here to where it says layout, now we can choose what direction your words are going to go to when they get uploaded to your Silhouette. So you've got lots of different choices and you can just choose whichever one you want, and you can experiment with different ones and see how they look and decide which one you like the best. Step 5 says to click on the button that says style and play around with the options to create a design that feels personal to you. So down here, style is the last choice, and you can click around and you can change the colors of your words. You can change which colors are emphasized or made more obvious by playing around with this setting. You can change the background color. You can change the background image and how big it's going to be. We're not really worrying about animation right now. And then you can I wouldn't worry about the rollover text right now, but you're basically playing around with these settings to just change the look of your finished product. I'm going to go ahead and click on Visualize, is where you click to see what you've got so far. And that's going to create a preview of the silhouette with the words that you've chosen inside of it. All right, so you guys can see my silhouette and all those words. I only have a couple of words, so a lot of them are repeated, which is why you want at least 10 to 15 words, because the more words you have, the more interesting this is going to look. And you can always go back to your layout or your font to play around with different styles. So I'm going to go ahead and just maybe choose random instead of horizontal, and we'll see how that looks. All right, so you guys can see that the words are kind of randomly placed now. You can go and decide which colors you want to use. You can do custom colors. So I've got a bunch of custom colors right here. You can change the color of the background. Right now it's white. You can change it to black or any other color that you like the look of. And you can even go back to your words and you can change the specific size, color, angle, and font of the specific words that you're using. And you just are going to continue to play around with this until you like the finished product. Once you are happy with your word portrait, you're going to click where it says download, and you're going to save this to your device, and then you're going to upload it to this assignment to turn in your work. So that's all of the steps that you're using to complete this identity word portrait. Have fun. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm available at 12:20 every day for you guys to come and meet with me in a Google Meet if you need any help with any of these assignments that we're working on this week. Remember to do them in order. Do the words that describe you first, do the self-portrait silhouette with a pen tool second, and then put it all together to create your identity word portrait third. Have fun, guys.